outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan Jenkins, in the building.
Woke up a little late. That's
Definitely still a podcast. Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show a love to another edition of the Morning Breeze. We did make it in the morning at least.
Yeah, there you go.
We did, in fact, get here in the morning. A lot to get into on today's episode as the game is tonight. This is the game that I think could propel the Bears, as CW used to say, to the moon. Moon, 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 moon. Got a big game that you have to get versus the Washington Commanders, and the Bears are getting healthy at just the right time. We got to talk about what this latest injury report looks like and why that could be impactful tonight. Also, got to take a look at some names being thrown out there after a interesting Sunday of football. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 10/13/2025. It's 7:36 in the morning. And Jordan JC, we're late.
Like you said, it's still the morning.
It is still the morning. We did, in fact, still make it in the AM.
It's all good.
We're never going to make it to TV.
Don't say that. We will.
Well, I did. Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer.
Bring me with you.
Back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love as always. JC, what's going on, my guy?
What up, Pat? Man, it feels good. It feels like a year has gone by since we watched the Bears game.
It has been a long time. I'm not going to lie to you.
No more bye weeks, baby.
By the way, I will not be available at all in the middle of this day because I will be up till 2 a.m. So this is what you guys are getting from me today until we end up watching the games and stuff like that. We'll be live for the games. You boys be in the studio. So make sure to tap in with the boys tonight for the Monday Night Football stream. This is going to be a big game, and the Chicago Bears getting healthy at the right time. Jordan JC, latest injury report that we got from the Bears. I mean, pretty much just about 100% outside of Grady Jarrett. Austin Booker is questionable. He was a full participant in practice. Travis Homer is questionable. He was a full participant in practice. Colston Loveland is questionable. He was a full participant in practice. Cairo Santos is questionable. You better get out there kicking. He was a full participant in practice. Brisker, full go. TJ Edwards, full go. Kyler Gordon, full go. Jonah Jackson, full go. Kyle Monangai, full go. Darnell Wright, full go. He's going to be out there at right tackle. And the only name that is going to be out, unfortunately, I do think that this is kind of important, is Grady Jarrett. He was DNP all week. And then Ben Johnson teased us a little bit on Saturday. Like, Grady Jarrett's one of those guys that doesn't need to have a practice all week and can go out there and get the job done. So you kind of felt like he was going to play. He's like, nah, actually, he's out. Yeah, go F yourself. How about that? Hey, is Grady Jarrett gonna be out there? Yeah, he's gonna be out there. Don't even worry about it.
No, not him. No.
Oh, you gonna be out there? I don't know.
Oh my God.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, go F yourself. That's what I.
Don't ever show Scotty again. Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, man. What's going on over there?
Dried up.
What are your thoughts?
Dried up pumpkin spice. Pippin
But we got a healthy Bears team, JC.
Oh, God.
And they're getting healthy at the perfect time. How much of an impact do you think that this has? And I think on the biggest conversation that most people are talking about, we know the Bears have struggled to stop the run. I mean, when you listen to the list of names that I just listed off that the Bears have been missing on the defensive side of the ball, just looking at that, I feel like this is going to be a massive week for the Bears in an effort to stop the run.
Yeah, you have a little bit more confidence because you're getting some of your key players back. TJ Edwards, I mentioned this before, him and Kyler Gordon, I think, are going to be a little bit more pivotal in stopping the run when you get those guys in on those blitz packages. And then Edwards being our best linebacker, I really think that's going to set the tone going into this game. They got a big task ahead of them. Washington is, I believe, the best at the run game right now as far as yardage per game. They got, what do you call him? Big Bill, a little Bill, whatever Bill, crazy Bill, Krosky Merritt.
Little Bill running some footballs out here. Though.
I mean, I'll be honest.
Little Bill out here.
Fantasy purposes, I got him in my lineup.
You bastard.
So I'm one of those guys that wants him to be good, but then at the same time, the Bills and Bears win at the long run. Yeah, so I want the best of both worlds tonight. But at the same time, I think the Bears are getting healthy at the right time. This bye week probably came at the right time during the season because of all the little dinks and dunks and nicks and of injuries that started during training camp. And we talked about how hard they've gone, in practice, and probably have not gone through the type of practices that Ben Johnson and the staff have put them through. And so they've gotten the hamstrings, they've gotten the wear and tears and the small injuries, and hopefully they've gotten over that hump now where we're starting to see guys get their body in shape, get their body used to the extracurricular activity, and then now they can go out and perform and do their job. And so I'm looking forward to this team getting back to kind of almost full health. Of course, obviously we know Jalen's not out there. You mentioned Grady Jarrett. Like I said, he perhaps he needs another week or so. That's fine. But I think that the way that the defense has been, and I'm really focusing on the defense now. Yeah. I think that the way that the defense has been playing without the guys that are coming back this week has been very commendable. They've been very commendable. We talked about Tariq. We talked about some of the other guys that have kind of held it down. And so now when you add those really key pieces back to this lineup, I think that this will be a statement game for the Bears, and in a win, by the way.
Yeah, listen, I think it's going to be it's going to be a big game that you have to have your defense show up in. This is probably the most important game out of any game this season that your defense has to show up in. And dare I say, listen, look like the defense that was out there for the first three quarters. The first three quarters of the season was perfect. Now, I get it. It's against the rookie quarterback. It's against the young man who, quite frankly, doesn't look like he was ready for the NFL, except versus in the fourth quarter versus your defense after your offense gave you absolutely nothing all day and was just absolutely gassed. But you have to find a way to look like that team again, a team that consistently had pressure on the quarterback, a team that was effective in slowing down the run, and a team that was able to get a guy off of his spot. Listen, we saw it this season with Jaden Daniels, and Jaden Daniels has had a really, really good season this year I know people are trying to compare numbers and stuff like that with him and Caleb. Jaden Daniels missed a game. Maybe it's a little bit more even now, but Jaden has only played in, I believe, 3 games this season of the 4. Yeah, he's only played in the last couple of weeks 3 of the 4 games.
Yeah.
The best game, defensively that we saw against them was when Green Bay went in there against them, and you forced him. You shut down that run game for the most part. You forced him to put that football in the air. I believe it was 40 times. He didn't have a good completion percentage. He hasn't had great completion percentages the last couple of weeks that he's played, and you forced him to make a couple of mistakes. You got to the quarterback. You sacked the quarterback. That's going to be the best situation for the Chicago Bears to be able to go in there and have a good day. You have to find a way to shut down Lil Bill. And I know we've read off the numbers ad nauseum at this point, right? That's going to be the biggest difficulty for this Bears team coming into the game. And I would say the hope is that Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker being on the field together, that helps you a little bit. The hope is that TJ Edwards helps you a little bit. But at the end of the day, this is the defensive line that you have, and the defensive line has to make contact on the line, and we just haven't seen that enough. You haven't seen a defensive line that's actually been able to stick its nose in there with Andrew Billings in the game and be able to shut down the run. Like, that's the part for me that I think is going to be the biggest difficulty is no matter who we add back, this is the defensive line that you invested in and you thought this is good enough to get to the quarterback and to shut down the run. And we haven't seen that on a consistent basis in any sense to this point.
Well, that's why you looked at Dennis Allen to come up with the different schemes to, send more than 4. I want to see more blitzing, and get those gaps filled so that Cross-King Mirror can have a difficult time trying to navigate and gain yards. As long as we don't give up those explosive plays, I feel like we'll be right in it. When you look at a game like when we gave up a lot to Ashton Genty and the Raiders, that game that kind of was indicative of what I feel like might happen tonight. But if you also look at that game, there were many opportunities for us to really blow them out the water. We had a lot of turnovers, and I think I'm not saying that Geno Smith or Jaden Daniels is Geno Smith by any means. But what I am saying is that if you make the Commanders one-dimensional and, you already got Terry McLaurin that's ruled out for this game. Deebo Samuel, I believe, is going to be playing.
Yeah.
And so there's another weapon. But if you continue to try and take away that air attack and make them one-dimensional, there's a path to where maybe you can cause some turnovers. Maybe you can commit a few bad mistakes by this Commanders team and then take advantage of it where that run game, despite it being good, won't affect you in the long run for a win. And that's what I want to see is that are we taking advantage of those mistakes that the Commanders could possibly make, unlike what we did against the Raiders.
Yeah, looking at the Commanders right now, McLaurin out, Noah Brown, F that guy, out. He didn't do anything. He just caught our mistake. Sam Cozy doubtful. Chris Rodriguez Jr. Questionable. Deebo Samuels questionable. John Bates full go, and Jaden Daniels. Again, I said multiple times you knew he would have taken that shot on the sideline like it was blitz.
Yep.
What was it? Blitz the league? They used to just you get an injury and they just bend you over and stick a needle in your back and just be like, get back out there.
No, he was definitely not missing this game.
It just like to me, I think this is a situation for the Chicago Bears to, and I've talked about this a couple of times. You have to take advantage of this, and I know we focused on the defense here, but offensively, you have to take advantage because none of this matters, right? We saw a great game from the defense versus the Raiders. Why was it a close game? Because you got into that game versus the Raiders. You weren't able to go down and put points on the board. And all of a sudden, you're at the end of the game going, holy crap, we might lose this thing. And we're going to talk about how the first quarter was an absolute failure and they gave you 4 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
The defense can stop the run. The defense can shut the quarterback down. The defense can go out there and ball it. It doesn't matter if you're not able to find a way to put up points on the other side of it. That was the struggle in the first half last year. You got to get off to a quicker start.
Yeah.
You got to get off to a quicker start in this game. And I get it. Listen, you don't have Shane Waldron back there. Trust me, it makes a difference. Just ask Brian Thomas Jr., who came back to life this weekend. He's not even calling plays, but just the fact that Shane Waldron's within 20 feet of him is really throwing the game off. You know what I mean? Hey, what are your thoughts on that game plan I got going down here?
Mess up your career? Yeah.
I got the Flus pick in there. I got to find the 5 from Flus again. But like there's so much that we've talked about on the defensive side. You got to stop the run. You got to make this play. Defense took the football away 4 times.
Yeah.
You capitalized on 1. That is not going to matter. If the defense shutting down the run and everything we just said doesn't matter if Caleb Williams and this offense can't find a way to move down the field on a consistent basis and end up in the end zone. That's going to be the biggest thing that this Bears team has to find a way to achieve. And if they do, I think tonight, I'll be honest with you, dog, like being in the locker room, the vibes are immaculate. Like they're locked in. You can tell that they're focused on this game. You can tell that everybody understands it. Tyreek speaking, Caleb Williams talking about, how the class is and his thoughts on the game, but they're relaxed. It's not, oh my God, we got the Commanders. We got to do it. It felt like going into a locker room that got the monkey off their back. Now we'll see if it actually plays out that continues that way. But I truly think This is a team that is comfortable with who they are. They're trusting the leadership that they have. And that win versus the Raiders last week was one of, hey, we overcame the bugaboos that we have. Now we can start building.
You know what? I think the biggest thing that we're taking away from this is the fact that leadership is really, for lack of a better way of saying it, leading the way, obviously, with a lot of these players that went through that catastrophe last year. Ben Johnson wasn't tied to that. And, a lot of your players, your teammates should take after the attitude and the charisma and the confidence of the coach. And Ben Johnson, I'm sure he's just treating this like any other game on the schedule. He's not looking at this as the do or die game, or this is the get right game, or the get back game, or the revenge game. To him, it's the Bears versus the Commanders. We can throw out all these storylines because as Bears fans, we went through it last year. Caleb went through it last year. A lot of people on this team went through it last year, outside of those that are new to the team this year. The storylines, Caleb Jaden, who should have been picked first, 2 Heisman Trophy winners, him being the offensive rookie of the year, the Hail Mary, the Fail Mary, Tariq Stevenson. Are you going to bounce back and continue, your torrid pace that you've been on for the last 2 games? There's so many storylines, but for I feel like for Ben Johnson, we're just trying to win the game. We're trying to establish our game plan, establish the way we play football, our brand of football, and we're going to continue to win and move forward. Get this 2-game to 3-game winning streak and move forward past it and look forward to the next game. And that's what I love, is that I think that's part of why all the other players, including the captains, the Calebs, are just like, hey, yeah, we're ready to play.
Yeah,
we're ready for this. This is not some crazy, game or something added to it. This is just another football game. This is what we have to get over. I think we as the fans, and of course I can admit myself, are treating this is a mental hurdle we have to get over. But essentially, again, it's just another game.
Well, I think here's the thing, though. I'm not going to say it's just another game, because I do think that there are certain games that propel your belief, propel you to a different level, because your trust in the guys that you have around you is on a different level when you win those games. Now, do I think that, right, if the Bears walk in here and they blow this team out, like maybe that happened in the Raiders game and we can say that? I don't expect the Bears to walk in here and absolutely eviscerate the Washington Commanders tonight. I'm expecting this to be an extremely close game, an extremely competitive game, one where we're going to sweat a little bit. Yeah, I mean, get your dude wipes ready for some of you out there. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's going to be a little swamp. You know what I mean? A little swampy for some of you out there.
Mud, but okay. All right.
I think that when you look at what happened with the Commanders last season,
yeah,
when that Fail Mary happens versus the Bears, it felt like in every 1-score game, their belief was, we got Jaden. Hey, we got Cliff. He's going to put us in a position to go down here and win this football game.
Yeah.
And they were able to do that. They went down the field, they dominated, and they were great in 1-score games last season. They truly were. Now coming into this year, I think the Bears have that opportunity. I think you have an opportunity to say, hey, that was something that we needed to put to bed. We put that to bed. Now we know who we are. Now we know what we want to do. And again, I've talked about this schedule, and I know the schedule looks a little bit different now, and it changes week to week pretty much, right? Like every time you look, you're like, oh, the Giants are an easy game. Oh, the Giants are a tough game. Oh, Cam Scatterman's biting people.
Back and forth.
I don't know what's happening there. But you got the Saints. That should be a win. If you're talking about a 4-game win streak for the Chicago Bears, if you find a way to beat the Commanders, like that's a whole different world. Ravens, Lamar Jackson, supposed to be back, but is he going to be Lamar? Is he going to be healthy?
Dude, that team is surprising.
By the way, that defense sucks.
Wow.
Garbage.
What a bad season.
Doo-doo water.
Unfortunate.
The Bengals. Yeah. Flacco exists. Yeah, I mean, Flacco, okay. Didn't look great versus the Packers. And I don't think the Packers looked great yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought they had some good moments that resulted in a couple of touchdowns, but that were too much for the Bengals to be able to overcome. But I don't think that the Packers looked great yesterday. You got the Giants and the Vikings. The Vikings don't know where they're at. Now, I'm not saying the Bears are going to win every single game there, but the opportunity for you to be closer to that weird schedule that JC predicted by the beginning of the season, which seemed like, we're going to be resting guys by the time we get to the 49ers game. There's a real opportunity for something like that to happen.
Little load management in the NFL.
But I'll say this, I don't think it happens. Now, not to say the Bears shouldn't be able to still go out there and win some of these games, but I don't think it happens. I don't think that confidence is built if this is a game that you drop.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think, and that's where you have to take advantage of the opportunities that you've been given, not just in the game, but in the schedule. We talked about how difficult the schedule would be from the very start. And now it seems as if it's getting a little bit easier and a little bit easier, as you mentioned, week to week. And so you start with this game. This probably could be the most difficult outside of Baltimore. But Baltimore is just, again, like you said, they're having a very bad season. 1-5. I forgot who they just lost to, but it's been bad. It's been bad. And of course, it's without Lamar half the time. But the defense, there have been key players that have gone down. Matabike has gone down. Like, there have been some really, really bad performances from the Ravens. And so you have a opportunity to take advantage of them as well. Outside of that, all these other games, as you mentioned, very winnable, a little bit easier as far as the Saints and the Giants, who have been up and down and hot and cold. And then, of course, you mentioned name escapes me. The last team that will be playing on that 4-game streak, the 4 games coming up. The Bengals. Sorry, yeah, Cincy. And so Joe Burrow clearly is not out. And so we'll see. We'll see. It starts tonight. Because this could be, again, what Ben Johnson said. Can he back up his words by saying, when we go into the latter part of the end of this year, this is where we'll be playing our best version of football. And you're starting to see it. You're starting to see the arrow point upward, but can it continue to point upward?
Yeah, and we'll see what ends up happening there. The NFC North right now, how the standings shaping up. Packers 3-1-1, which somehow puts them at the top of the standings, which I don't.
Whatever.
That tie is so stupid. The Lions are 4-2. We should abolish all ties. Just keep going till somebody dies.
Keep playing.
Keep going till somebody dies. Or I've said this: kicker battle. Make kickers important. Kicker battle. Keep moving that kick back. KLM, 5 yards.
Kickers' lives matter.
5 yards.
Boy. Yeah, we need a better kicker than Cairo then.
or you adopt the college mindset.
What's that?
Where after a real overtime, you just go goal line plays.
Yeah.
You just go, hey, goal line stands. First one to miss a goal line, gone. You lose. But at least it's football.
Yeah.
Like the tie. What a weak way. Packers leading the pack right now, 3-1-1. Lions 4-2. The Vikings are 3-2, and the Bears right now 2-2. If the Bears got to 3-2, they would unfortunately still be in third place because they lost to both or fourth place, I should say, because they lost to both the Lions and the Vikings. But did the Vikings play yesterday? Or did they play tonight?
No, they played yesterday because Atlanta and Buffalo, I believe, are the other game.
Atlanta and Buffalo are the other game. Oh, did the Vikings lose yesterday? I don't remember seeing a single second of Vikings football yesterday.
I'm trying to remember.
The Vikings played the Steelers? No, the Vikings played the Browns. I don't remember watching it. Oh, no, they were on a bye week. Okay, it says Sunday.
I'm like, wait a minute,
Sunday, October 5th. I'm like, I don't remember watching a single second of Vikings football yesterday.
Yeah, I know Green Bay and Detroit. Yeah, okay.
They were on a bye week. I was confused for a second. I was scared even. But yeah, they're sitting at 3-2. Opportunity for the Bears to go on and tie that back up. And listen, like the Vikings aren't going in a great direction here. I mean, they got that win in London, but it looked very much like a struggling football team just trying to stay afloat, which sometimes that's all you got to be. But there's an opportunity to overtake for the Bears there. So keeping an eye on that. Hopefully this is something that that this Bears team finally is able to overcome. And we're talking about a win tonight. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We're going to take a quick break, listen into a word from our sponsors. And when we come back, I'm going to talk to you about this, Jordan JC, because there's some poverty in this NFL. Oh, there's some bad football going on around here, boy. And there's one team that has a former Chicago Bear that I think might be ripe for the picking. We got to talk about there are a couple names on that team that the Bears might want to go after, and we got to talk about that former Chicago Bear quarterback as well. Yes, we'll be right back.
Jesus.
Right after this. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we got merch. That's right. New website, new merch, all out. We've been telling you guys to pull up on us. Now you can at twcbreeze.com, where you can find out all of the latest stuff going on. What all can they find there, Super Producer?
Listen, you can join the nation, sign up to our mailing list, and be up to date for events and news. You can also visit the shop page and order merch, because we have t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got hats, we got all kind of stuff. So, hey, we appreciate you being tuned in with us. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on all our socials. Check us out at twcbreeze.com.
He's way too excited.
I am.
I wish y'all could see what happens on the other side of this thing, man. Jordan JC's ranting about sportsmanship. We got
Thinking Brewers.
He's shocked about Justin Fields' numbers.
I didn't know it was that bad.
There's a lot happening on the other side. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Oh boy.
Since you bring up Justin Fields there, not the sportsmanship part, because here's my thing. Here's my thing as far as sportsmanship. Just a quick sidebar here.
What?
The Cubs would have done the same thing.
No, they
would have been them like eating a bratwurst or something like that. Like they would have done the same thing.
We don't care. We don't care. Okay. You handle yourself like an actual championship organization.
You don't care about the Brewers.
No.
Like, why are we pretending here?
Make fun of them.
If you didn't care about the Brewers, all the visceral hate that I got on social media, oh my God, how could you ever not root for the Cubs? Why?
Hey, all I'm saying is have some couth about yourself, okay?
Y'all would have done the exact same
ale on
thing.
the bean.
would
The L on the
have
bean is
it would have been the
crazy.
Cubs like leaving, eating a piece of cheese, like or something like. Now I didn't like the L on the beam. Hey, what the Cubs do ain't got nothing to do with Chicago.
Well, whatever. We represent the city. That's all.
I didn't like the L on the beam, but like them flying the L flag, like that was fine. That was fine.
All right.
Say Shy City said Cap's still mad about Pat for not rooting for the Cubs. Well, tell Cap get out the tanning salon and pay attention more. You know, maybe he'll actually know instead of just listening to Shay for any tips that he has on what's going on social media. He has no idea what's happening on social media.
The tanning salon. Is Cap trying to get caramelized?
Yeah, Cap's going for orange out here. Orange is the new Cap.
Cap is in a line now.
You know what I mean? Like I could care less about you didn't root for my baseball team and go cry in your cereal.
Whatever. Let's move on.
Let's keep it going. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star. I'm fired up now. You sons of and I got to do the show with Shay today. I'm definitely finna get on his head top.
Oh, y'all finna go at it.
Yeah, it's about to be fun. But hey, man, as we pivot off of that, the other thing that JC did while we were in the break, finally got a chance to look at those Justin Fields numbers. And I tweeted this out yesterday, bro. It's over. I'm calling it. And listen, I think people think when I say like, it's over, that I was like actively rooting for Justin to be good so I could hate against Caleb. I've done nothing but come on here and defend Caleb while half of you vagabonds and morons out there are sitting there. Oh my God, he's the worst thing we've ever seen. We should have kept Justin. No, he's clearly better than Justin Fields by a lot. Like, it's not even close. But what I will say is you still hope that the young man's able to go out there, especially in the division that has nothing to do with us, and have some successes. Oh, he's got this football team so bad. My question has nothing to do with him. Is it time for the Bears to be calling the New York Jets and trying to get any piece out of there? It seems like there may be multiple pieces that you could go after on this New York Jets team. And because, I mean, listen, they're going to be at the top of the draft. Mm-hmm. Draft capital, I think is going to be very important for them, and acquiring as much draft capital as possible is going to be very important for them. A lot of people looking at the Breece Hall of the situation. I'll be honest with you. If I could get him for a fifth, I'm in.
Jesus,
JC, Breece Hall has had a bad season.
Yeah, but his value is still not that low.
What has he done this season?
His value.
By the way, he's never had a great season. Breece Hall has never had a great. I think that's the part for me.
He's on the Jets.
That with, I mean, look, I get it, but he's never been great. Like Marshall, I'd trade a third-round pick for. Absolutely not.
Yeah, he said it himself. He says, "I got so many years to prove my worth. Like, hey, I need to go somewhere else."
You 110% do.
Oh my
and
God.
I would love to have you for your, 1,300 all-purpose yards that you had 3 years ago.
Okay.
But I'm not giving up more than a fifth for Breece Hall. He's having a horrible season. Right now on the year, he's got 410 yards, no touchdowns. This is just rushing on 88 attempts. He is averaging 4.7 yards per game, which is still pretty good there. Receiving-wise, he's got 150 receiving yards, no touchdowns.
So he just isn't scoring the ball.
The yards ain't great either there, Jason.
I mean, the average is, but the
average is nice. I can do the average. Now, and again, it's the value that you are now is the value that I'm trading for. Plus, I got to pay you next year, and I got to see if you're going to take off. You know how I feel about paying a running back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
By the way, if Ryan Poles had listened to my thought process on it, we'd have Cam Scatterbo.
Hey, he had 3 touchdowns last week.
You know what I mean? So, but no, I would be interested in a guy like Breece Hall. I would be interested in and this is a name, Baki brought this up yesterday. He tweeted this at us. Quinnen Williams.
Oh, absolutely.
Quinnen Williams, an interesting name on that list. 27 years old, pressure up the middle. I think answers a lot of your questions with your struggles on the interior. Got to find a way to pay him. You know what I mean? You got to move some pieces around to make it work. 4-year, $96 million contract that he's on right now. That money doesn't get crazy until about 2027, which then would turn into a new contract for him in 2028. But still lines up with that Ryan Poles timeline of having to pay Caleb Williams. I think that would be one that would be very intriguing, but you got to move some pieces around to make the money work on that. You would have to send some players to make the money work on that. And I don't know if that's going to work for the Bears at this point, because there's no piece that you're sending on the interior that's going to make up for the money that Quinnen Williams is getting.
No, I agree with that, but I do love the names. I mean, you talk about Breece Hall. I still think that would be an immediate upgrade over what we have. I do feel like he's a better runner than DeAndre Swift. You still don't know what you technically have with Calvin Ungai because there's just been such a small sample size. But I mean, if we're being honest, Breece Hall probably would still outdo him. And so, yeah, now I'm giving him a little more respect. I'd probably say a 4th rounder at the very least.
I'm okay with a 4th.
On top
okay
of a package, to get a Breece Hall. But Quinnen Williams, I've loved Quinnen Williams. I didn't realize he was that old. He's been in the league over 7 years. I didn't realize that he came in the league in 19. But his best season was a few years back in 22, where he actually had 12 sacks at the interior. And so he's a disruptive force. I remember that he was one of the names they said was up next when Aaron Donald retired as being one of the better interior linemen, or interior defensive tackles, I should say. And so, you want to try and go after some of those pieces. What would that cost you? I know that value, and like you said, his contract is something to kind of discuss. But those are some of the top names on this lineup. They have a few good linebackers as well. We don't really need help there, but you want to pull. Of course, they got Sauce Gardner. We don't really need a cornerback. Yeah, we don't really. You say you're good on the Sauce.
Sauce is terrible. Sauce is not good.
Wow, Sauce is terrible?
Not good. Sauce is not good. Sauce had his rookie season and has been getting cooked ever since then.
Okay. All right.
Like Sauce is like I am incredibly good on Sauce. Now again, maybe a system, maybe a scheme, but Jalen Johnson has gone through multiple systems and multiple schemes, and he's still been pretty good the entire time.
I will say that. Yeah, that I will agree with that.
Tyreek Stevenson's on his second scheme, and he's pretty good.
To be improving.
They'd be like, it's I get it. Like, we want to sit here and do the comparisons where, like early comparisons were absolutely insane, where they were comparing him to Patrick Surtain. Like, he can't hold Patrick Surtain's jockstrap right now. He probably can't cover it either.
Yeah, no. Surtain is on another level. He's consistent. But those are a few names that I would be rather intrigued by if this Jets team does want to go that route. Obviously, they're 0-6, though, so there's no prospect of them doing anything. And like you mentioned, just going back to the Justin Fields stat line, this dude, I could get more just by throwing a Hail Mary down the field. You only put up 45 yards.
This is the worst game I've ever seen him play. It was absolutely unwatchable. He was god awful. And Jesus. I mean, it's been an entire season of kind of like the comebacks and putting up the stats at the end of the game when it really didn't matter, when it didn't help your team win. Like, it hasn't been good. And it sucks to say, but like, he don't play for my team no more, so that's fine.
So are we in agreement on what the high point of the Jets season has been?
Aaron Glenn high stepping down the sideline.
All right, that's all. I just
wanted
to make sure we were on the same page with that.
Just to not get a win in that game, by the way. Like, him high stepping down the sideline just to not get a win. That's tough. That is
boy.
That is going to be a memorable moment there. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if Aaron Glenn survives the season.
That's unfortunate because I still think that he's actually a good quality coach.
You got to watch the game yesterday. It looked like flus.
Really?
It looked like flus. There was a portion of the second half of the game where he literally was calling a flus game. Like I think I'm sorry, going into the second half, into the first half, there was an opportunity to try to make a drive down the field, and he just called one of four of the dumbest plays I've ever seen.
It didn't sync up. They didn't go together.
There was no rhyme. There was no reason. Now, granted, it's his offensive coordinator, not him, that's calling the plays. But you hired the guy. I can't cook flus and then just be like, oh, I'm all in on you because I like that you dance. That's crazy. No, it looked bad.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
It looked bad. And I think here's the thing. If you want to criticize his side of the field, I mean, I guess in theory his defense only gave up 13 points yesterday, but the Jets defense has been god awful. I mean, the entire season like that. Yeah. That is, and listen, there's not a name on that defense that should have you this bad.
That's a weird score, by the way. 13-11.
13-11 might be a scoregami. That might be a scoregami situation. It has probably happened before, but they've given up. This is the Jets defense this year. 37, 29, 29, 30, 34, and yesterday you gave up 13. Yeah, that was crazy.
Okay.
Seishai City said he ran a fake punt on fourth and ran the ball right after and ran the clock out to end the half. Yeah.
Bad time management. Yeah.
It was ugly. And I don't think that's just, hey, he's going to learn from the Flus's first year, at least looked competitive.
Yeah.
We didn't win much, but at least it was you got a team that was competing. These guys suck.
But I mean, even tying this all in with just our conversation of, would can the Bears be buyers or sellers with a team like the Jets, potentially just kind of just starting over and just getting rid of some of their better players. That's the reason why this game is so important tonight.
Yes.
Because that's what direction are we going to go, in? We're 2-2, we're still in technically the hunt of this. I wouldn't say this division, but all the season. The season's not lost. And so these next 4 games, again, you pile these wins up, you get 3 or 4 wins out of this or 3 wins out of this. You need to be, picking up that phone, Ryan Poles, and saying, hey, how can we improve this run game? How can we improve this defensive line? Get more pressure up the middle, get more pressure on the quarterbacks, get more sacks. And this is definitely a team that you should be trying to do a deal with some of the names here. So I'm definitely interested.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this team does. I think that tonight, like you said, is going to be massive for that. If you're 4-2, you got to add to what your weaknesses are.
Mm-hmm.
If you're 4-2, you have to find a running back answer. If you're 4-2, you have to find, and maybe the running back answer is on the team. Maybe it truly is just give Kyle Monunga the ball more. He's 4.6 yards per carry when he's been getting the ball. That might be maybe we get a weird Jamal Williams situation, right? And Travis Homer has a pop-off season and he becomes running back 1. That'd be nuts,
crazy.
Wouldn't it?
That's crazy.
Bro, I don't remember. That would actually be a blow to the special teams too, but has Travis Homer ever had a year where he was actually a consistent running back?
I just remember him being a part of the running back committee in Seattle. So
but he was definitely the back part of the committee. Travis Homer has 1 rushing touchdown his entire career.
Whoa.
He doesn't have attempts. Travis Homer in 2019 had 18 attempts. He had 25 in 2022. He had 21 in 21. I'm sorry. He had 25 in 2020, 21 in 2021. Oh, that was funny. 19 in 2022. Didn't run a single time in 23 and had 6 rushing attempts in 2024.
That's the equivalent of 1 game. You've rushed 1 game. Wow. That's
114 yards, 88, 177, 74, 23.
Okay.
It'll be it would be a stunner if that's the guy that is the answer. But listen, Travis Homer can run. You know what I mean? Like Travis Homer, when he's out there, like he has the ability to be a running back for the Bears. I think the what was it? It had to be the last game. What was he? 3 yards per carry. Ended up getting 6 carries, 23 rushes, but we ended up getting clapped in that game. Yeah, like that's not good. I was gonna try to make it sound better. That's not good. It would be stunning if that was the situation, but you have to find those answers based on how this game goes tonight. If you lose and you're 2-3, and you're kind of treading water, maybe you go through the season and you go, as we get closer to the deadline, if somebody's available, we make a move, but it's not dire. But I think if you're sitting at 3-2 and you've got very, very winnable games ahead of you, you got to be on the phones like, hey, we got to fix some of these holes that are clearly there that the Bears are dealing with.
Holes get on it. Yeah.
So we'll see what ends up happening, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC. There's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bed down, one love. We'll be back live tonight, unless any news breaks. Of course, if news breaks, we'll be back home. But we'll be back live tonight for Bears versus Commanders. JC.
Yep.
Super producer Joel Hope, Pettiest Man Alive, P Kid, Mr. Drew Better, all in the studio, losing their minds to a Bears victory. Oh, yeah. Bear down, one love. Somebody call Michael Irvin. I need a hype speech. What's going off this weekend?
Where the heck did they get an L flag from anyway? I'm still on the Brewers.
They sell them.
Sickos.
They sell them on like Amazon.
Sick of it.
I was literally gonna buy one because my neighbor has a W flag, and I was gonna put up the L flag every time.
You're gonna buy one.
Hey, shut you.
I'm nuts.